Once again. Yep, we are good to go. Cool. Awesome. So I put up a post a little earlier saying that I would come live and give you an overview of what an emotional cleaning session looks like, feels like, and what it involves. Um, Part of the reason why I'm doing this is because earlier on my stories, I was mentioning that what I deeply desire right now is to get to work and to be of service and get into doing some of this work with you. And so, what I have put up on my Instagram bio is a link to a offer for March where I've got 3 sessions available at 10% of the normal cost that is on my website for a once-off session. So a once-off session with me is $499. I said 490 earlier, but it's actually 499 bucks on my website. So I have these 3 sessions available that can be booked in March, and the link will be up as long as the sessions are available. As soon as they get all booked, then I'll put I'll take the links down, and you'll just be able to book through my website as normal. So what I wanted to do was to provide some insight as to like what to expect. What is this work? What do we do in a session where we're working with our emotional world, and when we're um, you know cleaning up our emotional world. So this is the purpose of this video. Um, the link to book should be somewhere in the comments. If it's not, I'll put it up when I'm finished. Um, and I just want to get into one, what it involves, and two, why this work is so important. Why this work is important um, when we're working to create, to actualize, to bring about something in our lives, in our work, in our businesses that we have never had before. So I'm going to start off with kind of painting a picture around what I see are the main issues, and there are 3 of them. The 3 main issues why people don't actually have what they say they want to have, and what these issues are. So I wish I could draw, but I just found this in my drawer as a little visual. And these 3 issues are as follows on this visual, and I'll hold it up in a second. The first main reason, well, the first main issue as to why people don't have what they say they want to have. And just before I go into it, actually, have you ever found yourself saying, like, I really want to have this amount of money, or this amount of success, or um, this thing, or, whatever it may be, like something that you want, and you hear yourself talking about it? Well, these are the things that we say we want. And I want to explain why it is that people don't always have what they say so passionately that they want. The first reason is there can be, when we're working towards building, doing, creating what we say we want, the first issue is that I see is that there can be a lack of awareness as to why we have what we have in the first place. So generally we want something because we want to change it, right? And so many of us like get this idea that we want to change something about our life, about our business, about our work, or what we're doing. But there is little, there can be, well, one of the issues as to why it doesn't come about is because there can be little awareness of why we're doing what we're doing in the first place. There's little awareness of why we do what we do, and little awareness of what is even in our best interest to be doing. Like, I talk about this a lot in other videos, but you know with human design, for example, and gene keys, we're all unique individual beings, yet we, we often look at what other people are doing and we go and do that. But is that in our best interest? So the first main issue is that people don't know why they do what they do or what even they should be doing. The second main issue is that on this journey to creating, to changing something, there is little or no acceptance of themselves on this journey. And what this looks like, and I'll go through this and I'll go back around in a moment and go a bit deeper. What this looks like is that people set out to create change. People set out to create something new and create change. And just want to kind of, you know, like get on with the creation process. And when things about them pop up, or raise their head, it's like we sort of shove that thing under the mat. And so there's little time or tolerance for accepting what we're going through on the journey. I'm messing up my pronouns here, like going they, them, we, he. I mean all of us. Like I do this too. I've done this too. And I'm speaking to those of you who resonate. So yes, we, and yes, you, and yes, me, right? So we can often just want to get to the end goal and not make a lot of time for what is actually coming up. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you're having an off day or you're not really in action or whatever it may be. And we can often beat ourselves up or try and push aside the parts of us that are really needing a rest or, not feeling it, not feeling something on that day, rather than making the space to understand and accept what is going on and listen to what is going on. So that's the second issue that I see. The third one is, and this is probably the biggest one, is that we spend way too much time, energy, and money trying to actualize the change that we want to create without the acceptance for self and without the self-awareness. That's probably the biggest problem, is that, we want to change something, we want to create something, we go to work. We go to work on changing that with our bare hands and our grit and our tenacity, without the self-awareness, without the acceptance of, and I'll go into this next, without the acceptance of the parts of us that aren't really on board with this change we're trying to create. And so people go to work, spending a lot of time, money, and energy to actualize a new reality, to actualize these changes, and to create this new reality for themselves without that awareness and without that acceptance. And this leads to force. And when you force for so long, when you force yourself to get a result, and that these may or may not be true for you, or it might be a mixture, but this is just what I've experienced and what, having done this work over the last 7 years with people, these are the kinds of signs that come up. But we start to put on a front about, how we're actually doing. When we force for so long, we become exhausted. This is where, these trying to actualize and force our way to create change. These are the causes of things like depression and anxiety and burnout, because there's a level of chaos that is going on within, and it is so, and we've got such a front, we've put on such a front to like maintain this, that we're all good, but really And so there's an inner chaos, an inner storm, hurricane that's going on inside. And yeah, everything is internalized. And on the outside, we may look like we're smiling, like we're all right, but on the inside, there is chaos. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And it's all because of those three reasons. People are entitled to and absolutely should create the life that they want to live, create the results that they want to have. But what I'm here to do in my work is about doing this in a smart way. Sure, it may mean a few extra steps. However, if you do it once, do it right. Do it right. Rather than trying to do it fast and forcing, not paying attention to the body, not paying attention to our emotions, not knowing all of this stuff. And all that does is it might get you a result for a while, but when we force, when we're exhausted, when there's chaos inside, we are living an unnatural, unrealistic, unsustainable lifestyle that will break. And it will break. The dam will give way, and we will be right back at square one. And this is why it pays to take that time to do it once, do it right. Learn these, learn these skills, learn the ability to know how to be self-aware and understand why you do what you do in the first place before you try and change and create something. Understanding what is best for you and your unique energy. Understanding that before you change and create something. Knowing how to navigate your emotional world so that you can bring acceptance to your emotional world, knowing that before you change and create something. That's working smart. That is working smart, and that is doing it once, doing it right. Yes, yes, there is an investment. Yes, there is a focus and a discipline that is required to learn this. But you learn it for you learn it for your future generations. Just trying to actualize something without the awareness and the acceptance is not sustainable. And I've seen this over the last 7 years with people who have told me their stories about how they have just tried to actualize things and it's not sustainable. And hence why they will be talking to me. So, this is my little drawing that I had in my drawer. It's a little laminate card that I often refer to in trainings. And what this reads is without a so the three mountains we must climb are awareness. Without awareness, self acceptance is 10 times longer and harder. Self acceptance is about embracing our good, our bad, and our ugly. And to actualize a new way of living is almost impossible without self acceptance. So you cannot have one without the other. There's a rite of passage, right? There's a rite of passage. So the opposite for me of awareness is to be blind. You're trying to create change blindly without actually knowing what is correct for you, without actually knowing why you were doing what you were doing in the first place. The opposite of acceptance for me, in my definition, in this model that I've created, is loathing. If you do not accept yourself, you're trying to hide. You're trying to hide that which you loathe about yourself, about it. Or to put it in a softer language, we try to hide that which we loathe about ourselves, that which we don't accept, we loathe. We don't want it to be seen. We do not accept it. The opposite of actualization for me is wishing. It's wishing and waiting. And we do a whole lot of wishing, right? Wishing that the result will be created, wishing that the result will stick when we do not have acceptance and self awareness. So I want to now move into a little bit about why all of this happens. Okay, so we're just going to go a little bit deeper. We can say that we want X, Y, Z. We want healthy relationships. We want a healthy bank balance. We want a healthy business. We want happy times. We want to take up space. We want to be successful. We want to have abundance. We want to trust, leap, soar. We want to have freedom. We want to have financial balance. But the truth is that the truth, the deeper truth, the bigger truth, the higher truth will always prevail. And what this means is that if if we really wanted what we said we wanted, we would have it. We would already have it. And to take this a bit deeper, what this means is that when we don't have what we say we want to have, it's because on some level, there's some part of us that believes that it's unsafe, that it's not allowed, it's not okay for us to have what we say we want. Now this is where we're starting to move into the emotional cleaning space, and how this all starts to tie in. When it comes to self-awareness, what that actually means is understanding the world that exists beyond our conscious awareness. Our conscious awareness is what does life every day. Gets up, brushes our teeth, does the dishes, cooks food, eats food, does work, etc., etc. That's our conscious awareness. We've got conscious awareness of what we're doing. But there is a whole nother world beyond our conscious awareness, and that is the unconscious. And this is where the beliefs, the stories, the attitudes, the values all exist. And there are many different parts of us that exist in the unconscious. And that's why I said when we don't have what we say we want, it's because on some level, there's some part of us that does not feel safe to have what we keep saying we want. So, this is the point. This is the point where we must decide to take a journey into our unconscious and navigate our emotional world to understand what it is that we cannot see in the unconscious, what it is that is unsafe, what it is that, yeah, what part of us to connect with the part of us on this deeper level that doesn't actually want what we keep saying we really, 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 really want. We must come deeper to understand what it is that we cannot consciously see. And this is the work that I do. This is the nature of these emotional cleaning sessions. Cleaning because once we understand what we didn't understand before, that cleans up everything. That puts everything into perspective. And going back to what I was first talking about, rather than using all of this energy, money, time, forcing and pushing ourselves to create change, we have come in and now we can understand knowledge is power. Knowledge is key to understand what it is that is actually blocking our way. That's power. And that's the work that we do in these sessions. This is generally not work that is navigated on one's own, unless you are very trained in how to navigate the subconscious. As a coach, as a guide, I'm trained to listen for the language of the unconscious archetypes. And through experience, lived experience, as well as working with others, there is a degree of safety that has to be there to be able to navigate through the subconscious. So these sessions are about guiding you through your emotional frontier safely in a way that you can connect with and take away an understanding about what it is that is in your way, what the blockages are that stand between you and what you say you want. I'm just going to pause here. I'm just going to pause right here and talk frankly. Too many people are forcing their way to create change, to actualize a result. Sure, you may get the result, but from I can't even count amount of people that have been like, it's unsustainable. That's why I'm here. I'm not lying to you when I say that when anything comes from force and we ignore what is actually going on a deeper level, the lessons that we actually needed to learn, if we had have just put down our force for a moment, will come back up in other ways. When this work of building self-acceptance and self-awareness is not done and you pursue a result, you will find that you will experience the chaos, the drama, the dissatisfaction in other ways. Or you'll experience the same issues over and over again. And you'll sometimes think, okay, why? When I've worked so hard to get to where I am, why is this still happening? That's a common one. Why haven't I been able to overcome this? I've been able to overcome all of this and all of that, and I've been able to achieve all of this and all of that. But why am I still dealing with this? These will be the deeper questions. When we do not do this work, when we do not actually clean up on a deeper level, and we purely pursue results on a surface level, on a conscious level, through force, through our grit, through our ability and action, things become harder, longer. And the worst one, for me anyway, that I personally resonate with, and when clients speak about this experience with me, the worst one for me is actually becoming so attached to the story that we've come to believe that we're actually doing all right. That for me was one of the worst ones. Working with a guide, working with a coach who can help you navigate your way through your emotional world speeds things up. It speeds things up. Last night I just had a session with a client, and she's very self-aware. She's been doing this work not just with me, but with others for a while. And in a 30-minute space, and going in and doing an emotional cleaning session and guiding her safely through that space, her exact words were, I didn't see that. I didn't see that was the reason why. And my answer was, yep, absolutely, sis, that, yeah, that's we don't see it. So these 3 emotional cleaning sessions, these coaching sessions with me, are taking some space for us to come together and focus on an area that has been challenging or confusing or chaotic for you, and going through this process. going through this process and actually coming in to understand what is actually going on. When you bring that level of self-acceptance, you clear up that space to be able to actualize what it is that you say you want. So again, just to end, I have 3 sessions available. They are $49 each. Once these 3 sessions are booked, I will put the link back to my website up, where these sessions are $499. So if you are in need of some support, or this is of interest, please book in. Please book in. They're to be booked in March, okay? And as I said, after that, it will just be my normal offerings at the normal price points. So I'm looking forward to connecting with those of you who book in these 3 sessions, and yeah, they will move the needle for you. They will create, you know, that clearing, that cleaning out of the blocks that have been getting in the way of what you've been saying that you want. So I'm going to leave it here. The link should be in the comments to book, and I'll leave that with you. If you have any questions, please hit me up. And yeah, look forward to getting this work done with you. All right.